Yes, my people, what's going on? It's Pastor Carl, and today is day 31 of what God said to me today. And today we are reading from Mark chapter 3. You know, like I said yesterday, the scenery is a bit different. It's the last day of the marriage retreat, and I just want to give a quick testimony. It's been really powerful. Listen, next to making a decision to give your life to Christ, who you marry will be the next most important decision you make. And it is important that you invest in that ministry, as that is your first ministry. Anyway, let's get straight into the word. Mark chapter 3. Like I said, it's like the action movie keeps continuing. You see, now they're just bringing people to Jesus. They're bringing him the man with the withered hand, and they're just showing, what we're seeing is Jesus' ministry has started. And because he's just showing who he is, people are realizing that Jesus is the answer. And so the first encouragement for me is that Jesus is the answer to all problems, whether that be sickness physically, whether that be mental sickness, whether that's restoration in your family, whether that's professional help, whether you need financial provision. Jesus is really the answer. You might say that's an oversimplification. That's because God is so gracious. He didn't want to make it too complicated for us. Yeah, there are things we can do and we need to put in our best efforts, but ultimately Jesus is here, to bridge the gap, and he is the ultimate solution. But I want to home in on verses 22 of Mark 3 all the way down to verse 30, and this is the blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. And what we see here is these people are trying to say that Jesus' miraculous works have been committed by Beelzebub, which is like a demonic god. And essentially they're blaspheming what God is doing. And you know, I hear many Christians worried about blaspheming the Holy Spirit. Oh, can I be forgiven? Will I be forgiven? And I want to encourage you by saying, listen, those of us who recognize Jesus, we have no risk of blaspheming the Holy Spirit, because those who are blaspheming the Holy Spirit, they don't fear God. They have no reverence for God. And we see these people, and these people will never ever feel the conviction or fear of blaspheming the Holy Spirit, because they simply do live in blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, in the lack of recognition. So the encouragement for those of us who are children of God is that we cannot blaspheme the Holy Spirit. And God said he will keep those of us who he has saved. So let's not get into the gospel or the Christianity of performance, worried about whether we've performed enough to earn God's righteousness. You know, there are fruits that should be produced by us giving our life to Christ, but ultimately we are saved by grace through faith, not by works, lest any man should boast. And let us not forget that. So that's what God reminded me of. That's my encouragement from the reading of the scriptures today. What did he say to you? Do your reading. Make sure you do your reading. I'm showing you one